I don't know what it's like where you are today, but we woke up to minus 33 degrees Celsius today without a wind chill. It's cold and I love it. I think it's great. I think we should have cold weather and snow 8 feet high. It's winter. Let's have winter. So I was really happy. I like the cold weather. I don't mind it at all. In fact, I like the fact that when I sat on the seat in my truck today, I didn't sink at all. It was hard as a rock. It was that cold. I like that. That's okay. It's winter. Let's have some winter. But something else that I really like, and I've always appreciated, thought was kind of cool, was that after my truck warmed up, it wasn't so cold, and I sunk in my seat again a little bit, and I like the idea that you get to drive around town with your own little climate. I've always thought that on the highway, that, it might be minus 33 outside, but you can drive down the highway in your shirt sleeves. If you stuck your hand out the window, it would freeze off in seconds, but here you are, windows rolled up with your own little climate. It's minus 33 outside, but it's 20 degrees inside your vehicle. You've got your own little climate. In fact, vehicle manufacturers refer to it as climate control. A couple of little buttons on your dash. You get to control the climate inside your little bubble. I like that idea. I think that's kind of cool. Just because it's cold outside doesn't mean you need to feel that all the time. And that's true spiritually as well. That's true emotionally as well. That's true personally. Just because everybody else is grumping and griping about things on the outside doesn't mean you have to. You can have your own climate of happiness. Just because everybody else is pointing out all the things they hate doesn't mean you have to do that. You can have your own climate of peace. Just because everyone else is pointing out everyone else's faults doesn't mean you have to. Just because everyone else is going around depressed doesn't mean you have to. You can create your own climate. You can turn the buttons in your own life and you can be something different. Everyone around you can be sad and upset and mad, but you get to choose. In fact, that's what the proverb writer reminds us of in Proverbs chapter 17, verse 1. He says this, and just listen and think about this in relationship to creating your own climate. Proverbs 17:1 says, "Better a dry crust with peace and quiet than a house full of feasting with strife." Do you hear what the proverb writer is saying? He says you can choose, and you can choose something different. You don't have to chase everything. You don't have to do everything everyone else has done. Your life doesn't have to look like everyone else's life. You don't even have to measure your life the way other people measure them. In fact, lots of people who have lots of feasting also have lots of strife. Lots of people who get a lot of things and chase a lot of things aren't very happy anyway. In fact, they're chasing all those things because they're not happy. So the proverb writer says this, a dry crust with peace and quiet is a lot better. He's not saying having very little, just a dry crust compared to feasting is better, but what he is saying is peace and quiet is better than anything else. Peace and quiet, contentment, joy, those things are better than anything else you could acquire, and you could acquire all those other things and still be miserable. A dry crust with peace and quiet is better than a house full of feasting with strife. So just a simple reminder here today to both you and myself, you get to control your climate. You get to control how you feel. You don't have to get dragged into everybody else's fights. You don't have to get dragged into everybody else's complaining. You don't have to get dragged into all the other bad things that are going on. You get to choose. Just like your nice little warm car driving through the cold, cold day, you get to take with you what you want. You get to create what you want. So today, can you create some peace, some quiet, and some joy? Can you control your own climate?